They're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything.
I do have one question.
We didn't mean right now.
Watching Golazo Match Night, 48 nations full-time in both games in Group C in Atlanta. Haiti scored their first World Cup goals, but couldn't stop Morocco in the end. A 4-2 win for the semi-finalists in 2022, who found their rhythm in the second half. Over in Miami, 5-time winners Brazil faced Scotland. Scottish fans in full voice, but the Brazil side soon dominated the game. Vinny Jr. scored 2, Mateus Cunha with the third. And a big cheer when Neymar came on as a second-half substitute for his first appearance for the national side for over 3 years. It's Adam Hunt here in the studio alongside Ian Joy and Jen Beattie, who've got smiles on their faces despite the Scotland result. We're live on YouTube. Please send in your questions and comments. Keep them clean. Keep them clean after that Scotland result. Not really the performance they were looking for. You're shaking your head, Ian. I did think, though, Brazil were getting right close to where we expect them to be. I know it was only Scotland, but this is a team, Brazil, that look like they're trending in the right direction.
Yeah, listen, to be expected, Scotland, it was going to be a difficult game for them against Brazil at any time, right? You're going up against a team that you've never beaten before in your life. Previous to this game, it was 10 games. They'd lost 8 of them. They have had a history against Brazil in World Cups as well. You're just always hopeful that maybe this is the moment, maybe this is the game. And it didn't turn out to be that way. I mean, Scotland basically handed the game to Brazil in the first 45 minutes.
It was a gift, wasn't it?
It was gifts. I mean, making mistakes like that, McKenna, starting the game so early on. I mean, similar to the game against Morocco, right? Yeah. You make a mistake so early on in the game. What that does to your mental, what that does to your belief of actually trying to create history and win a football game against such a historic nation like Brazil, I mean, it just absolutely hammers you. So confidence looked very low. I will say this, though. Steve Clarke's got to take a bit of responsibility for the team selection. I would also say he's got to take a bit of responsibility for the lack of courage from his group to just absolutely go for it. Okay, you can look at the stats and say second half Scotland went for it. That was probably in large part to the fact that Tierney came off the bench and had a great impact. He played well.
I couldn't agree more.
But Jen, it was shit. That's what I'm going to say.
Wow, we can say that.
Yeah, you can.
Nice.
Yeah.
You said worse than that before.
The lack of creativity. You can defend as well as you want all day long and, you know, give gifts and get away with it or not get away with it. But I think I was just really disappointed with the lack of creativity in the final third. I think for all of Shanklin being the player he is, you know he's going to drop to get on the ball. He's not going to stretch the line, so someone else has to do that. I would have maybe assumed that would have been a Gannon Doak, but still didn't quite happen, and you're spot on. I thought Kieran Tierney was that one level of trying to beat a player, at least getting balls into the box. It might not have been the perfect ball into the box, but at least trying to make something happen. I think in this situation, like, sat with two Scots, but you have to give all the credit to Brazil.
Yeah.
I think
they
were brilliant, and
class above.
They have the individuality and that quality that Scotland just didn't, and that's the
real
realist.
though, Jen, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
When we
can build it up.
When we all looked at these fixtures, and I even went to purchase my tickets, I thought about pushing on the Brazil in Miami. I thought destination, vacation. Can you imagine the Tartan Army in Miami? Miami Beach, fantastic. Bit hot with the kilt on, like, but I'm going to go there and experience it. Then I thought, Brazil, probably not going to win that game. So I want to watch Scotland win a game in the World Cup, which I did do against Haiti. But when you win that first game, all of a sudden you start to believe maybe we can surprise Morocco or surprise Brazil. We weren't good enough against Morocco, albeit a better performance than we did do against Haiti. And this was not good enough, full stop. For Scottish fans who obviously invested a lot coming to the World Cup, I would have expected a bit more effort and certainly a bit more quality from the Scottish players and certainly from the manager as well when it comes to team selection.
How good was Vinny Jr. today, Jen, though? I mean, continuing the trend we saw in the first couple of games, he scored in both of those two. But today, I mean, he could have scored 5.
Yeah, look, the first one, we don't need to talk about it anymore because it was a gift. But just the timing of his runs into the box, his 1v1 ability is obviously one of the best in the world. That's why he is, and plays for the club he does. He just has that flair that Brazilian players have, right? They have it in abundance across the front line. Cunha as well did really well for the finish. But whether a player like that, you either create your own luck with the activity, or you draw other players. Because defensively you're so worried about the class that he has that you double up or you triple up on him. That he was brilliant, and what a tournament he's having. First 40 minutes, we were sort of thinking, is he carrying this Brazilian team? Because they're not obviously where they were before, but he massively stepped up.
And I know he scored in the first game, Ian, when Igor Thiago was leading the line, not Cunha. But I just think he looks so much more comfortable playing, not alongside, because he's not up front with him, but playing in and behind and moving around. Someone like Cunha, he matches up much better with Vinny Jr. than Thiago did.
Yeah, listen, he's on fire right now, right? Let's not forget that this has been a struggle sometimes for him to be able to perform for Brazil. And I'd love to hear comments of what people think about his performance today and how important he is going to be for Brazil, obviously going throughout this tournament. When you score 5 goals in a FIFA World Cup, it's amazing, right? What an achievement for him. Obviously, you mentioned some of the names, Romario, Zico, they scored, 5 goals in a World Cup, and he's already matched that with this, obviously, terrific form that he's in. But the stat that stood out to me, he's now scored 40% of his goals for Brazil in the last 3 weeks. He scored 5 of his 12 goals for Brazil in the last 3 weeks, obviously building up to the World Cup, starting to find his form. After coming off the back of a disappointing season with Real Madrid, where they won nothing, and they were poor, Real Madrid, and Vinicius Jr. wasn't at his best, criticised heavily, obviously question marks about his future. He's turning up for Brazil. And Brazil have this history of being able to make something magical happen at this tournament. They do, but they need their best players playing well.
I'm intrigued to see how Brazil get up against better opposition, I will say, because their movement, I'm looking at Scotland's back line when they're... Anyone who drops into midfield, Scotland player following, huge gap in the back line, brilliant ball played through. That up-back receive playing through is... their play in a nutshell, and
magic.
Defensively they just haven't come up against, I don't think, apart from Morocco maybe obviously, that good of a defensive line. So I'm intrigued to see how they get on, but 100% they've been the best attacking side in this group for sure.
Morocco played well against them though.
Yeah,
Morocco at times actually bullied them a little bit.
This is the stage of the tournament where the fans get to look at those huge wall charts and try to figure out who's going to play who. So this is from The Athletic. So these are the odds, the percentage chance of who Brazil might face in the knockout stages, the first round of that. So it's more than likely they will face the Group F runner-up. So 44% that will be Japan, 36% the Netherlands, and a slightly lower chance that they would face Sweden. We talked, didn't we, a lot the other day about Japan being one of the real dark horses to go a long way in this World Cup. But to be honest, you'd say that all 3 of those teams could trouble Brazil, Jen. Yeah, for sure. But I still think Japan are by far out of 3, the more structured, the more disciplined, the more organised. But I will say the one team that I think can disrupt that are Brazil in terms of their, again, creative flair, movement, interplay where one stretches, another one drops into the space. They do it so well. And potentially if Rafinha is not a huge hamstring injury, he might be back for those games, we'll see. But yeah, still tough opponents. And obviously Netherlands have kind of grown in
to the tournament,
they're looking
but
strong.
yeah, they do.
I'm going to the game, Japan against Sweden. I'm excited to be in that
Bit of
stadium
scouting
in
mission
Dallas,
for Brazil.
Yeah. Scouting mission, doing a bit
switching sides now.
doing a bit of, yeah, you know, wearing the kilt and a
Gonna have
Swedish
his
jersey.
Stetson on.
Yeah. No, listen, I wouldn't rule Sweden out too soon because they've got an incredible attack force.
They were good in the
obviously,
first game,
with
weren't they?
Isak and Gyökeres, 5-1, 5-1, right? Win 5-1, lost 5-1. So
Crazy.
expect goals in this game. But I wouldn't be surprised to see it be in Japan in the way that they've actually performed already to start this competition. If it is Japan, that game will be in Houston, which is obviously something that I think will excite many of the Texans out there looking forward to watch Brazil play.
Just a word quickly, Jen, on Neymar. He did come on. He didn't do that much, did you? But what are you going to expect after so many injuries and he hasn't played for his national side for 3 years? Was this just to placate the fans who want to see him, or are we going to see more of him as the tournament continues?
I think so, and I hope we do see more as the tournament continues. I think for someone who's had such bad luck with injuries and really struggled to find flow and to find form. We all saw the viral moment of when he got, announced that he'd been called into the squad. So for him to get this moment, and he's such an iconic figure in the game, and not just within this Brazil team, but globally. So to see him back fit, of course, it was a great game for him to do so with a 3-0, cushion and come into the game. Of course, he's not going to be match fit or look at 100%, but for him to have that moment and then build on it, I think it was huge for himself and huge for the team as well.
Hopefully I pronounced this correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Jen, but he's the 4th athlete to play in 4 World Cups for Brazil now. Djalma, Santos, Cafu, and Pelé. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Wow.
Athlete?
Yeah, athlete, that's what it is.
I was in what?
Full male and female.
Oh, yeah, okay, so on the men's side and the women's side. Yeah, I mean, I also thought, he didn't really contribute that much, and he wasn't on the pitch for that long, but he did seem to be...
He did contribute. He had 1 shot, 23 chances, touched the ball 28 times. Okay. I mean, he looked okay to me.
Yeah. Maybe I'm being harsh.
I think he still wanted to take people on.
Yeah,
he still looked positive. I think his mindset coming into it...
That's exactly what I was about to say. He looked like he was enjoying it. Yeah. This wasn't a guy who just kind of came onto the pitch, I'm here because I'm Neymar. He looked like he wanted to be there and was enjoying the contribution he did make. And
there was no pressure on him. I think that's important to say. With the position they're in, with the, getting out the group and kind of knowing their direction, it was a perfect game for him to come into it and just enjoy that moment of being fit and playing for his country and knowing that, I totally agree. He was taking on players and he was being positive, and that was amazing to see for himself and for the fans again.
He takes a bit of pressure off the other players who actually came on as well. We kind of forgot that Endrick came off the bench and had a bit of action
all the
as well.
attention's on him.
Martinelli off the bench. I mean, some stars come off the bench, and all the attention being on Neymar, I think, actually probably helps a lot of the other players play their game.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see him start a game in the knockout phase. We'll have to wait and see. Time for a short break here on Golazo Match Night 48 Nations. We've got loads coming up next. We'll focus on the other game between Haiti and Morocco.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in 2 worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount+.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
Soccer isn't a new game in the United States. The immigrants brought it here in 1912.
The opportunity to play for my country, I just could not pass that up.
We're all very proud of you. Not everyone is aware of what happened in important historical moments for American soccer.
I was the kid that shouldn't have made it. Kid from Nacogdoches, Texas.
Clint Dempsey Doodle.
Kind of one of those things I wasn't going to be denied.
People criticize me often.
You can't take it seriously. It's the USA.
But I get to have that attention because I'm good.
We were carrying the weight of American soccer on our shoulders.
I'm gonna put it shot.
Probably unfair to 20 guys.
When he looks at you, he looks like he wants to kill you. And I have respect for that.
It's about how much are you willing to give to win. Maybe it's the head that wears the crown.
The USA has realized its dream.
Dempsey threw the ball in. What can this kid
Welcome back to Scoreline 48 Nations. Don't forget for more on the stories that have shaped this sport in the States with the US men's soccer trilogy on Paramount+, The $1 Billion Goal, You Don't Know Where I'm From, Dog, and Pulisic, Multiple Eras, One Passion, streaming on Paramount+. Now we're continuing our focus on Group C at this World Cup. It is now complete. So Brazil qualified top of the group. A couple of victories and a draw in that first game against Morocco, so 7 points. And then Morocco are second on 5 points. Scotland, they're going to have to wait to learn their fate on 3 points from 3 games. Haiti eliminated with just the 1 point from their 3 matches. We're going to talk about Haiti against Morocco in Atlanta. A valiant fight, I think, is probably the best way to describe it for Haiti. They scored their first 2 goals at this World Cup, but went down eventually 4-2 to Morocco, Jen. Is Morocco getting towards what we need to see if they're going to make a big run like they did in the last World Cup, getting to the semis?
Yeah, I think the first 45 minutes was maybe a bit of a wake-up call. I think this was a good test for them. I think this was also a difficult group when you've got big head-to-heads at the start and they've grown into it. I think for me it was good to see Morocco score multiple goals. I think that's been quite rare for them. We're much more inclined to see them score a 1-0 or a 2-0. So to see them score 4 and have that reaction that, Haiti were growing into the game, they were doing well. Obviously, an own goal was unlucky for Morocco. But I think we all know they're a top team. They afforded to rest a couple of players. But man, do they have some talent going forward, and they are still a joy to watch. And I think seeing a captain like Hakimi step up and score as well.
It's a horse, isn't he? He just never stops running.
It's a great word, a horse. I mean, the guy goes, right? He just runs, right? And he doesn't stop running the whole game long. He doesn't play right back. He doesn't play right wing. He plays the position that he's created himself. He's an attacking player from a fullback position that never plays fullback. He obviously has a lot of help when he has Brahim Diaz playing right in front of him. Thought El Kaabi was probably a weaker link up top for them today. Very nice to see them make substitutions and see impact coming off the bench. Rahimi got his goal, very impactful from Alain, and then the youngster obviously closed up the scoring, Yassin. But yeah, the top players played well for Morocco throughout the group stage. But to both of your points here, Morocco, I don't even think they're at 75% of their potential. I think this group, the test that they got was probably against Brazil more than anyone else. Scotland didn't give them enough of a test. Haiti gave them a test in the first 45 minutes, but you eventually knew their quality would shine through, which it did do. If it wasn't the starting 11, it came from the bench. But they are going to get better and better as this tournament goes on. But now we get to the knockout stages, and the way it's lining up, it looks like it could be the Netherlands for them. So there's no room for error.
We can show that now to see the percentage chance of who they'll face in the first of the knockout stage, which is the round of 32. And you're quite right. More than likely, it'll be the Netherlands. So this is the winner of that group. Japan, 30% of that, and then very unlikely that they'll face Sweden with an 8% chance. Thanks for the Athletic for giving us those numbers, and that could be a hell of a game. The Netherlands, as we said when we were talking about them in the last block, you can draw parallels really between Morocco and the Netherlands, Jen. They've warmed up into the game. They've still got some great stars and have disappointed on the world stage recently. I think both teams there will have a point to prove.
Absolutely. I think that's what we love about this World Cup with 48 nations and how competitive it is. But that one is really hard to predict, I will say. I think Morocco have been a joy to watch, but so have the Netherlands in some aspects. And again, warmed into it. Frankie de Jong has got better and better as well. Van Dijk has been starting to dominate, and from a player that we didn't necessarily see that week in, week out at Liverpool throughout the year. So to see him, enjoy this tournament phase and really, be back to almost his best for me. I think when it comes to Van Dijk, he's one of my favourite centre backs I've watched. So to see him have really good performance, I think has been huge for himself, huge for the Netherlands. But this is a head-to-head that I could think tactically could be really interesting, especially across the midfield with Beattie and how much he dominates from a technical perspective. So if it ends up being that, obviously really high percentage it will be. Great game.
Let's not forget that the Netherlands are a rather hurt squad coming into this competition. I didn't expect them to perform as well as they have done. They've really entertained me. Very free-flowing football, obviously defensively incredibly solid as well. Dangerous on set pieces. I think Van Dijk's been excellent in this competition, which has been wonderful to see him. Obviously with his leadership, it's one thing, but actually stepping up and being a real problem from set pieces is something completely different. Their fans are terrific, as are the Moroccan fans. This game will take place in Monterrey, if I'm not mistaken, in Mexico, which will be fantastic to see both of those supporters make the trip down there and make this a very colourful and cultural event. But I have no idea how to predict this one, because the Netherlands playing in the form that they're in right now, dangerous. They're dangerous for any team left in this competition. But Morocco are healthy. They are tremendously healthy. Saibari scoring in every single game is a problem for any defence, and that includes Virgil van Dijk and his partners. This is a tough one to call, but right now where I sit, I'd have to favour Morocco. I think they're just getting going, and getting going enough to be able to say there's another 20% more to come from this group. With the Netherlands, they've got off to a great start. What's more to come from them? Maybe Donyell Malen could do a little bit better than what he has done.
I do love that matchup though, Saibari against Van Dijk. You're talking about two very physical prowesses, both great in the air. We'll see who'll come in the butter end.
Jen, you've played in these summer tournaments. At this stage, how much of preparation and almost maintaining what you've done so far is about the teams you're playing and playing that game? What we're doing is and looking, okay, we're more than likely playing Netherlands, this is the way they play, or it might be Sweden, they play this way, or is it just, okay, we've got this far?
I'm flattered that you think I got past that stage. Which is, no, I'm joking. I totally
tried not to mention it, but...
Yeah, obviously didn't get out of the group, was Scotland.
But even within the group, was it more just, okay, we're here now?
Calculating.
Yeah,
no,
how much was it about the opponent?
I think of course, there's the cliche of focusing on yourself, but I genuinely think because there are so many teams in this tournament, players will be watching other games and having one eye of who they might come up against. And of course, there's all the analysis under the sun and how much you can be looking at from... But if I'm a centre back, I'm looking at the strikers I might come up against, because there are so many differentials of who you might come up, who's amazing in the air, who makes certain runs. You're absolutely looking at all the different scenarios you will come up with and figuring that out from a defensive perspective, a build-up perspective. So much is broken down in the game now that, yeah, I don't think... You can't get away with just focusing on yourself now. You have to be prepared for whoever you come up against.
I don't think you can. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there's over 400 different ways this could have played out.
Yeah.
From match day 3 to figuring out who you're actually playing against.
Yeah.
So what's the point in putting up a bracket and thinking here's where we could? I mean, from a logistical point of view, it's an absolute nightmare for national teams trying to figure out where you're going to play.
Or
that's the hardest thing.
Right. Time zone,
break down opposition.
Yeah, where are we sleeping tonight? Yeah. Where's the plane going? How long is the flight?
You don't know yet either. We're talking about Scotland having to wait until Saturday. What do? They go back to their camp. They then wait for, certain scores to happen. Where am I going to be? What time difference should be?
It could be in Mexico City.
Yeah.
But they've gone from Boston on the East Coast to Miami. Probably not slept much with that flight. I'm sure the Tartan Army's made sure of that. But now you've got to go to the other side of the world and play in Mexico City. I'm not saying Scotland would complain if that ever happened, but yeah, I mean, it's a logistical nightmare, and for players in particular, you know, I didn't play at Jen's level, but for me, competing in youth national teams tournaments and youth Olympic games, you were always looking at like what could potentially happen here, where are we going, what are we doing? Yeah, this is going to be interesting how it plays out.
And even the teams, unlike Scotland, who have to wait to learn their fate, they've still got a long time to wait. More than likely it's the Netherlands, but you've got a long time to prepare for that game. Time for a short break here on Golazo Match Night 48 Nations. We've got plenty more coming up after the break for you. See you then.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, with the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Golazo Match Night 48 Nations, a bumper day of action here on day 13 at the World Cup. It continues 9 p.m. Eastern games, two of them from Group A. It's Czechia taking on Mexico, and then we've got South Africa versus South Korea as well. We've given Jen Beattie a little bit of a break as we see the standings going into these games. So Mexico, they've already qualified, 6 points, 2 wins from 2. South Korea on 3 points, Czechia on 1, and South Africa on 1 as well, but bottom by virtue of that goal difference. As I said, Jen Beattie's taking a break. She probably needed it after that Scotland result, and Janelly Farias has joined us. Janelly, great to see you. Looking forward to that Mexico game. They've already qualified. How will they approach this one? Is it a case of just make loads of changes, or is there something they can still get out of it?
I think for Mexico, it's yes, very confident in the first 6 points, but don't get complacent. They still have to consider their form moving on to the round of 32. It's an opportunity to give certain players like Gilberto Mora, the 17-year-old kid, an opportunity to shine. But the biggest thing is defend being at home, defend the Estadio Azteca. It's been a fortress for them. and I think today won't be any different.
Okay, let's speak to our betting analyst, Mackenzie Brooks, to get the betting side of things. Mackenzie, busy day for you. Thanks so much for coming on. How did you get on with your bets from earlier on in the day?
So earlier, Group B with Switzerland, Canada, I nailed it. We went 2-0, and then I had a parlay for Morocco, Haiti, and I was thinking to myself that easy leg is going to be the first half winner for Morocco, and we went soaring over the goals. Comes to my knowledge and attention that was not the case, so total bummer there. Quick sprinkle on Morocco to score exactly 3 goals. They're just overachievers. That's their problem, not mine. Thought that would be a nice sprinkle, but you know what? That's why we have the nighttime slate to recover.
And what are you looking for from these couple of games in Group A? What are your 3 picks that you've gone for?
Yeah, I think it can be tricky when we talk about these teams that we know have already qualified, like Mexico, but then you have to think into the narrative that you guys were just talking about, right? This is just a country that wears football on their chest, right? And they're at home. So these home nations, it's like, I don't think they're necessarily just going to sit on the pitch and let whatever happen, happen. So Mexico is around even money to have 13 plus shots. Now, we're talking about a team that they're playing in Czech that literally gave up 17 shots to South Africa. Okay, so if you're giving up 17 shots to South Africa, I feel confident that Mexico, even their subs, getting the bench involved, you know that those bench players are going to play with everything in them as well. So just the narrative of them still trying 13 plus shots, we're getting a better price than we would have if they were technically playing for something more. And then both teams to score has just been a phenomenal play. I mean, throughout the entire World Cup, over 80% of these matches, or excuse me, 80% of the teams have been involved in a match with both teams to score. When you see these smaller spreads, when you see these smaller money lines where both sides are around plus money or around even money, the both teams to score has been cashing as it did for Canada, Switzerland. So definitely looking at them. And then South Africa versus Korea here. We went for a parlay that's around even money as well. South Korea, again, this offense needs to be aggressive. So 4 plus shots on target, something they should be able to hit. They've averaged 6.5 shots on target in their past 4 games. They didn't hit it last game, but again, that was just the game script that I don't think we're necessarily going to see here. So asking them to do that, getting over 2.5 goals. To be honest, Korea should get over 1.5 goals themselves. But again, I like to keep, the narrative vague so I can still cash it by just getting the over 2.5, and it brings us to slate plus money.
That's a great stat that you said just there. 80% of the team scoring, both scoring in games. That's a brilliant one. Ian, what have you gone for? What are your 3 picks?
Yeah, well done to Mackenzie as well. There are a lot of brave bets and ones that certainly she's been hitting in the past. She's doing an excellent job, and it's great to see her coverage over the World Cup. And I will say this, I'm always hesitant betting against Mexico when it comes to the Azteca because they don't lose World Cup games there. They win. I think they've won 6 and drawn 2, never lost at that stadium. So very difficult. But because Janelly's here, I'm going to go for Holy Patrick Schick to get a couple of shots on target. I love Patrick Schick. A couple of shots on target at plus 285. 9 goals in his final 12 appearances in the Bundesliga. He's only taken 2 shots in the opening 2 games of this World Cup. Expect some sort of a reaction from him at some point, especially to cause some problems for Mexico's defense if they do change things around, but it won't be easy for Czechia to win the game. That's why I didn't go for it. I want to go to the other group game as well, which is something to look forward to. Over 2.5 goals coming from South Africa against South Korea. It's a big game. That's sitting at plus 100. So I'm looking forward to that game. And I think there's going to be goals in that game in particular because I fancy both teams to score in that game. I fancy South Korea to score more than 2 goals in that game. And I know Sonny's going to take a place on the bench, but I do fancy him to get a goal, which is my final play at plus 135. Heung-min Son to score anytime. I'm sure the numbers have changed slightly because previously I thought he would be in the starting 11, but he's not. So expect Sonny to be rather annoyed.
Okay.
On the bench.
Thanks very much, Mackenzie, for joining us. Great stuff. We will revisit those bets a little bit later on, see how you both get on.
Awesome. A lot of goals we're looking for. I like the way you think.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
For Mexico, I hope.
Bye, guys.
Janelly nailing her colours to the mast there. Well, Nico's RV tour continues. He is in the famous Power and Light district in Kansas City with the Mexico fans getting ready for the game. And here he is speaking to some of them now.
Where are you guys from? I was born in Juarez, Chihuahua, and grew up here in the great state of Wyoming, believe it or not.
Oh, nice. I mean, what's the Mexican-American community like over here in Kansas and Wyoming and in Midwest?
Well, I've been in Kansas City since '99. Back then, it was a lot less, but it slowly grew. You know, with not only Mexicans, but El Salvador, Honduras, a lot of people coming through here. So very big here.
What does that mean to you that there's so many Mexicans and maybe Mexicanos that speak English rather than Spanish, but still feel really strong about their roots.
You know, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get that old school type of Mexican, and you get the new school, that the no sabo Mexican. And I mean, they're proud of the roots, man. But you know, when something like this big happens, I love it that they all come out, they get together, and they represent.
What's special about this Mexico team then? When everybody's gathered together, they're gathered here together for some reason. What do you think about this national team?
I think what's special about this team is the way people have always doubted them, the underdog. They're always the underdog, and you know, we're showing out. We're showing out, and they got the support of all the people, and we're gonna be like that till the end. The Simpsons, they said it was gonna happen. We can be in it.
They predicted it. They predicted it.
The Simpsons predicted what?
They predicted Mexico and Portugal in the final.
Mexico, Portugal, hey, and the Simpsons never get it wrong. Maybe they'll get it wrong once. Maybe it's Mexico against Argentina. Yo, guys, listen, how much do you love football?
I love football, man. You know, it's
how much? How much?
I love it. You gotta love it, man. Hey, they know it all over the world. You gotta love it.
So much that you're willing to give up tequila for the rest of your life for Mexico to win the World Cup?
Well, yes, 100%. These dudes are young. They better not. These are my nephews. They better not be drinking tequila. And I'm not a big tequila drinker, so hell yeah.
Okay, tequila and tacos.
Okay. Oh no. Hey! You're going too far now.
Hey, too far? So you love tacos more than you love football, bro.
And I don't know. It's pretty even.
Okay. You can keep the tequila, you can keep the tacos, but I'm taking Kansas City barbecue away from you.
I'm cool with that.
Hey, there we go. I hooked one. All right, guys, thank you.
Trust Nico to find the only Mexican who doesn't like tequila. Time for a short break here on Golazo Match Night 48 Nations. More build-up coming up. We'll get the lineups for Mexico and Czechia.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad would want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Golazo Match Night. 48 nations focus now on Group A for these 9 p.m. Eastern kickoffs. These are the standings going into it. So Mexico already qualified for the round of 32 with a couple of wins so far, putting them on 6 points. South Korea on 3. Czechia and South Africa on 1 point after one draw from their 2 games so far. The lineups are in for us, Ian. We're going to get things started with Czechia. What have they gone for?
Yeah, a bit of a change up top here. No Patrick, holy shit, he's on the bench. Disappointing for me, but it is interesting to see that they've gone with Adam Hlutzek as the striker up top there. The 23-year-old plays for Hoffenheim. He initially went to the Bundesliga to play for Leverkusen. He was okay for them, 14 goals and about 80 appearances. But he fits much better at Hoffenheim, much more offensive-minded. 5 goals for the national team in 45 appearances. Watch out for Ladislav Krejci. He plays for Wolves, obviously in the Premier League, just getting relegated most recently. Got a goal on match day 1, coming away from that centre-back position to be a danger on set pieces. And of course, Matej Kovar up in between the sticks. 7 clean sheets and 31 appearances for PSV Eindhoven in the Eredivisie. I can only imagine he'll be a little bit busy with Mexico playing at the Azteca.
Janelly, what about Mexico? Have they made loads of changes, or have they stuck with what they've had before?
Yeah, there's quite a few changes for Mexico. This is a refreshing starting 11. Tal Rangel stays in goal. There was a lot of doubt about whether he would start or if Memo Ochoa would start, but I think this is the right call given that he had a phenomenal game last match day. Edson Alvarez in that midfield role. Cesar Montes is back in the starting lineup after missing the last game due to a red card. And I think the biggest surprise is up top. No Raúl Jiménez. He decides to give him a break and starts Guillermo Memote Martinez up top, his debut in the World Cup, and also Mateo Chavez on that left wing making a debut for Mexico. So this is exciting. It's exciting, and I think also having Gilberto Mora, the 17-year-old wonder kid, in that starting lineup, it's refreshing. I think he's going to be very creative, and he's going to surprise a lot of people today.
What do you think Javier Aguirre is most focusing on getting out of this? Obviously, he wants to win the game, and clearly 3 wins from 3 would be the perfect group stage for him. But is there something that he's looking for in this game, looking ahead to the knockout phase?
I think the biggest thing for him is don't get overconfident. He said it often in the press conferences. He wants the team to go out and play humbly, and he wants his players to just give everything on the field. He really trusts all 26 players that he has. He's very, very adamant about that. He really means it when he says it, and just respect home, respect playing in the Estadio Azteca. It's been a fortress, he said it himself, and they have to make the fans happy today.
Momentum's a big factor, isn't it, Ian, about tournament football? And even if you played brilliantly in the first 2 games, won 2 of them, or a win and a draw, you don't want to have that third game be a poor performance, do you? Because
not for Mexico.
You take that momentum into the knockout phase.
Not for Mexico, because right now they've got the whole country behind them, and right now they've got everyone believing that something special is happening with this national team. It's a buzz, it's an energy, and in the FIFA World Cup, Mexico just have this habit of being able to turn it on the occasion and make sure you take care of business. I'm actually intrigued about the 17-year-old Mora. You mentioned there that you're excited to watch him play. Like, for most people who haven't seen him play, like, what should we expect from him? And what do you want to see from him specifically?
He's an attacking midfielder, attacking-minded player. He's really great on the ball. He's so confident. When you watch him play, you won't think that he's 17-year-old. He looks like a 17-year-old kid because he has a baby face. But if you just look at what he does with the ball, he plays like a very experienced midfielder. He's not scared to have the ball at his feet. And most importantly, he's not scared to play forward. And I think that's something that Mexico's been missing. They've been very safe when they have the ball. And he's that player that I think is going to take those risks, play forward, and get Mexico in the final third.
That's what it takes to pull on that jersey, though. You have to be able to take risks. If you think there's pressure pulling on an England jersey or pulling on a US national team jersey, where do you feel the weight of pulling on that Mexican jersey when it comes to a FIFA World Cup game in the Azteca? You best be ready to go. And he's 17 years old, so this is a big occasion.
Well, we've seen them winning games in the past and the crowd's booing.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
Yeah, they've got to be on their game. Let's get back to Nico Cantor, who's in and amongst the Mexico fans at the famous Power and Light District in Kansas City.
Victor, where are you from?
I'm from Mexico.
What part of Mexico?
Veracruz.
Veracruz, Jarocho.
Jarocho. A huevo.
Victor, talk to me about Mexico. 2 games, 2 wins. What do you feel about your national team?
I think our team right now, this year, is in very good shape. We have a lot of young guys. They play good for. I think we're gonna make it good. Yeah.
Who's your favorite player on Mexico right now?
Honestly, Mora. He's young, but he's good. But I think Raúl is our number one for now. Yeah.
Quiñones?
Quiñones, yeah. Quiñones is good. Yeah, but Raúl. Quiñones his first World Cup, so I think he's good. But Raúl is our best player for now. Yeah.
Quinto partido, yes or no?
We're gonna go to semifinals.
Semifinals?
Yeah, semifinals.
Why? Convince me that Mexico can get to the semifinals.
This has been a great team. Aguirre knows, he's his third World Cup. I think he learned from the past, so I think we're gonna do it. We have the Mexican support. We got a young team. They playing good. I think semifinals.
Do you think it's extra special for Mexico that they're playing the World Cup at home?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Even Aguirre say, he play as a player. Now he's as a coach. I think there's no comparison being at home. Yeah.
You said Mexico gets to a semifinal. What would it mean to you for Mexico to get to a semifinal?
It would be the greatest thing in soccer, on football. Yeah. Yeah, it would be. I mean, our expectations are low for Mexican fans, but I know we can make it. Yeah.
Victor, how much do you love football? Be honest.
Oh, that's part of my life.
Victor, what would you do for Mexico to win the World Cup?
I don't know.
No tequila for the rest of your life.
No.
No. El tequila is more important.
No. We never left the tequila behind. Yeah.
No more tacos?
Oh, no.
Okay, no more tacos, no more tequila for 1 year for Mexico to win the World Cup.
No, we don't have a deal.
No deal?
No deal.
No, Victor, I thought you liked football, Victor.
Yeah, but I like tacos too. Yeah, right.
All right, think of something you would sacrifice. I want you to put your passion for football and the Mexico national team in perspective. What would you give up for Mexico to win the World Cup?
What would we give up? Maybe. Well, I can do tacos. I can do tacos, yeah.
Lo pensó un poquito más.
Yeah, I can do tacos.
All right, Victor, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I think that fella had struggled to give up the tequila for an hour, let alone his lifetime. So, for a short break here on Golazo Match Night, 48 Nations. We'll talk about South Africa against South Korea next.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Welcome back to Golazo Match Night. 48 nations, just a couple of minutes to go before kick-off in the two games from Group A at 9 p.m. Eastern. Here's how the group stands going into the Mexico. Have already qualified, 6 points from 2 games, 2 wins out of 2. South Korea with 1 victory has them on 3 points. Czechia and South Africa level on 1 point from 2 games. And the lineups are in for us. We'll start with South Africa, and Ian, you've got them.
Yeah, 3 changes for South Africa after the draw against Czech Republic. Shitole comes in after his suspension with the red card on match day 1. Magopa and Mofokeng, hopefully I've pronounced that correctly and not put myself in trouble here.
Tightrope walk, that one.
They come in for the suspended McKenna. Listen, they completed 508 passes in that draw against Czechia, which is the most in a World Cup game for them. They're not great defensively, only 1 clean sheet across their 11 World Cup matches. But I just want to know how busy their goalkeeper's going to be. He's been a bit of a superstar, Ronwen Williams, 13 clean sheets in his 29 matches domestically. He made a couple of saves on match day 2, a couple of saves on match day 1 against Mexico, and he had to because they were obviously down a player for a long period of time. But I'd love to see South Africa just turn it on today and show the world exactly how good they can be.
Yep, Bafana. South Korea, Janelly, what have they gone for?
Yeah, this is a South Korea side they're in the driver's seat for securing second place. Sung-Yu in goal. He had a difficult match. He actually made that mistake that led to Mexico's only goal. Let's hope that he's recovered from that. In that midfield, in Boomy, he's been, I think, just the engine for the South Korea side. Whenever he gets on the ball, he's constantly posing threats. And then I think the biggest surprise, or maybe not, is No Sun in the starting lineup. I think he is their most important player, historically speaking. I think we will, you mentioned it earlier, I think we will see him come onto the pitch and hopefully make a difference for them.
Big call from Hong Myung-bo, the head coach, to put Son on the bench, not just because of what he brings as a player, but also what he means to this team as a leader, Ian. Is that the right call? I know he hasn't been brilliant, but it's a big call to drop him.
Well, O came off the bench and got his goal in that first match day, which was important for them. And they're a dynamic team and a dynamic group. At 33 years old, he's not always been at his best this season in front of goal. The same for Los Angeles Football Club, right? He's been pretty poor. Creation-wise, he's had a lot of assists in Major League Soccer, but actually scoring goals has been a problem, as has it been in this competition so far. So to get that victory, I think it's very important to make changes. But this one, I just wonder, Janelly, if it's going to cause a few problems if they don't get a good result here.
And I think for Sonny, I'm sure he's furious. I think every player at any level, you always want to start, especially when you're somebody like him, somebody so experienced and so important to an entire country. But if I'm him, I'm focused on what's at hand, the amount of minutes that he gets to be on the pitch, take advantage of them, and he has the capacity, the ability to get the 3 points for South Korea.
Yeah, he can come off the bench and have an impact there. I still think they've got enough quality. Certainly what we're seeing from Kang-in Lee in that midfield area, he's been absolutely tremendous. And obviously there's been rumours about him potentially leaving Paris Saint-Germain. But in this World Cup, he's shown exactly how good he can be. I'm surprised to see if PSG actually let him go for his performances that we've seen here. But Sonny would have made his 13th World Cup appearance, and I'm hearing that he's not scored a World Cup goal since 2018, which is a problem for him. If you're not scoring goals, at some point the coach has got to make a tough change, regardless if you are a cult hero back home.
South Africa need to win, and just to recap the equation for South Korea, obviously they're in the driving seat for second place, as we saw from the standings, but they need to beat South Africa or hope that Mexico take points from Czechia and get a draw in their game. So that's the equation for both of these two teams. Thanks, guys. It's been great to get ready for the game with you, and we will see you at halftime with plenty of reaction then.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.